When is the last time you went into a fashion retail store and the sales associate used a wheelchair?
People with disabilities are underemployed and are unemployed.
I know how people respond to people with disabilities, so I wasn't shocked.
We wanted to explore the reasons why, so we conducted a matched pair test in New York City.
Matched pair testing sets up a controlled experiment in which we take two individuals who are generally similar in age and appearance and how they speak. Working with them, we write resumes for them, showing that they're well qualified for, in this case, retail jobs. We give them similar education, experience, job skills, giving a slight edge to the tester with a disability to make sure that the record is clear.
According to Cornell University, in 2014, there were over 500,000 people living in New York State with a mobility disability. Our society should be representative of the people who live within it, and that includes employment.
We trained the testers to respond similarly to typical interview questions, but we did have the testers with a disability dress a bit more professionally. For example, with the men, the tester with a disability had on a tie.
We send them out to real employers to apply for current job vacancies where the employer is really trying to fill the job vacancy. We found that a person with a disability had only 27% the chance of succeeding in the labor market that his or her testing partner without the same disability had. In other words, a person without a disability had 3 times the job opportunities of a person with the disability.
Not a lot of people think about persons with disabilities in the working field, let alone being discriminated against in the working field. So it was nice to be a part of that and make people aware of the discrimination that goes on.
41% of the employers we tested discriminated against the person with the disability in some way.
This study is extremely important as a way of giving companies a wake-up call that they need to teach their staff that it's not, just as it's not appropriate to base hiring decisions on other protected classes, the same is true for assumptions about the abilities of people with disabilities.
It doesn't surprise me, and it's also very disappointing that although my resume and wardrobe was designed to be superior for the study, it still didn't work in my favor. My chair was still the deciding factor of whether I got a job or not.
I would be surprised to learn that I got more job offers than my testing partner because her resume was stronger than mine for all the jobs that we applied for, and other than that we were more or less exactly the same, so I would have thought she would have gotten more job offers than I would have received.
It's very discouraging.
The stereotypes that they face when applying for jobs are often so devastating that it prevents them from looking further for more work.
It shows that there's a lot of discrimination, more than I thought beforehand. Wow. I'm very interested in fashion. Even though this was an acting job for me, I was very excited to get some of the jobs, and I was very excited to be in the environment of fashion and just such a creative world. And I am very disheartened to learn that a lot of the jobs that I thought I got and was more qualified for than my partner, I was not offered. And I feel like there should be equal opportunity, equal rights, and people should be more open-minded to people who seem different but are actually quite the same.
The results of these tests demonstrated that people with mobility disabilities who were otherwise qualified for these jobs were never given that opportunity. We will continue to address these issues until they no longer exist.
If you have experienced employment discrimination because of your disability, contact DRNY toll-free at 800-993-8982 or mail@drny.org for assistance.